What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for jumping into another video with us. My name is Josh, and I am just an average Joe day trader. Well, it is Friday morning, June 6th, last day of the market this week before we hit the weekend. It's not a 3-day holiday weekend, though, so how much could actually happen? What could actually happen this weekend that could cause this market to go sideways? Well, the feud is fueling between Donald Trump and Elon Musk. If you got up this morning and you read any of the headline reports, you saw that now Bannon's even involved, and he's talking about checking Elon Musk's credentials, basically, or citizenship, saying he should be sent back to South Africa, that he's probably an illegal alien. It just can't get any better than this. In other news, Tesla stock is on a run back up pre-market, which is good because, like I was telling you guys in the video yesterday, I bought a ton of Tesla stock yesterday because of the fact that it was dumping. Buy the dip, sell the high. Right? If being in the stock market as a trader meant buying whenever you wanted to, then the stock market would fail. So would you. Maybe the stock market wouldn't fail because the stock market would continue to exist just with your money because you didn't learn how to trade properly. You're not managing support and resistance levels. You're not looking at the candlesticks to understand the difference between an engulfing candle, a doji, a tweezer top, a morning star, an evening star. Guys, these are all candles. Oh, and don't forget the abandoned baby. These are all candlesticks that I have in training videos, guys. Please check those out. If you're not sure how to use candlesticks properly, check out these training videos. I'm gonna explain to you exactly what each candlestick does and how it affects the market and how to know how to identify them when they come up on your chart. See, there's a lot of psychology to trading. Trading is not just clicking a button that says buy and clicking a button that says sell, or setting parameters for buying in here and selling here. That's not trading. Anybody can click a couple buttons and win some and lose some. But there's a whole psychology to trading that if you don't have sort of set right in your mind, you could lose more than you win. First thing you have to understand is not to go into it with an emotional perspective. In other words, when I buy stock, I'm not buying the company. I don't own the company, right? My mental mindset is I'm not going to be the owner of this company that I have pride and loyalty and dedication to. Although I know some of you guys who know me could say, hey, what about APLD, Applied Digital? You act like you own that company. Yeah, I love APLD, and it's an amazing company, and it's made me a ton of money, and that's why. But when I go into an APLD trade and I click the buy button after I've found what I believe to be the best entry point for my trade that day, I don't go, oh, good, now I'm the owner. I just bought 1,000 shares of APLD, so now I'm a part owner. Hey, guys, send me the address to the office so I can come work the day there. Okay, I buy it as a transaction, and mentally and emotionally, I have to disconnect myself from the transaction. Okay. Do I get excited? Am I happy when I make money? Absolutely. Am I upset when I lose money? Absolutely. But if you allow the emotion to affect you in such a way that you're emotionally attached to the trade, that when you lose money, you're going to make a mistake and try to revenge play against the market. Now, I have seen many people lose tons of money because they get into a trade, something goes wrong in the trade, they lose money, They sell out, take the loss, and then they're looking for, when can I get back in to make my money back? All right. If you get into a trade scenario, guys, where you lose money, where you get to the point where you have your stop loss is hit, okay, and it fills, so it sells out for you, and you've protected yourself, you've only taken a 5, 7, 8%, 10% loss based on your risk tolerance, turn it off and leave for the day. Do not trade again in that stock. Now, what I do is, if I have a successful run in a stock, like for example, yesterday, my trade in ABLD, I made about $836 in my trade. Okay, good day, very good day. My goal is to make at least $100 in each trade, each stock that I trade. I'm trying to make at least $100. If I walk away and made $100 today, great, I made $100 today. It's $100 more than I had yesterday. If I make $40 today, okay, awesome. It's $40 more than I had yesterday, okay? But I made $836. You want to know what I did with Applied Digital yesterday? I watched it. I liked seeing what was going on. I saw the drop where, the bottom fell out. I saw the rise back to the top, but I didn't trade it, okay? Did it irk me yesterday that the stock fell and hit $11.30? Yes, because I was done with it for the day. Some of you may be saying, well, but Josh, why would you do that? If you were just trading it earlier in the morning in the $13 range up to 14, now it's at 11 and turning to go up. Why wouldn't you get back in? Because I made money, and that $11.30 could go up to $11.50, and I hit the buy button and it drops to $10. And now I'm at a loss. I've given back everything that I made today. So I'm not going to put myself in a situation where I get greedy, because it's not just about the revenge plays, guys. It's about being greedy too. And I've said many times, two things that are very important. Don't get greedy and don't overstay your welcome. Sell out, make your profit, close it for the day, and walk away. Some of the most successful day traders do one trade in a stock, make profit, and they walk away and they go to the beach, or they go take their wife out to lunch, or they go play with the kids, or they hang out on the couch and watch Netflix with the dog, okay? Some of the most successful day traders do not stay in it to see what happens next. Now, are there day traders that watch it all day long? Yeah, absolutely. Do I pull up my Webull account and see what's going on with my favorite stocks all day long? Absolutely. But many people go into trading with this mindset that the market's out to get me. I got to beat the market. Well, guess who else has that same type of similar psychology? Gamblers. Heading to Vegas to jump into the casinos to play blackjack. Okay? Don't be a gambler. Be a investor. Be a trader, a day stock trader. Okay? Try to take the emotion out. And there's tons of studies, tons of videos, tons of books out there on the psychology of trading. And there's a lot of good ones out there. And I've listened to, read, watched many of them. But at the end of the day, the only one you're battling against in trading is yourself. You have to approach every trade like a business. You're running a business. And your goal to improve your business is to make money, not to lose money, not to give money, etc. Now, if you're brand new and you're just learning how to trade. If you're learning how to do options, which I do not do, I want to continue to learn more about options, but I've never been an options guy. I've always been a day trader. I've been a retail day trader. You can make tons and tons of money retail day trading without as much of the risk of losing everything. But part of being brand new is you're going to lose money. I remember when I first started trading, within my first 3-4 months, I think I was down over $5,000. And part of learning how to trade is losing. It's having to hit the sell button when you're down so much that you're not sure it can recover, or you're trying to stop the bleeding so you don't lose more. It's part of the training, losing. That's why all the really good brokerage accounts give you a paper trading account. Now, many people go into a paper trading account and think like, oh, this is awesome. I can learn how to do this in a week or 2 weeks. Okay. Not true. Not true. Most people that really want to learn how to trade use their paper trading account probably for 6 months to a year before they actually say, okay, it's time to put my hard-earned cash, my real money, into the stock market. Anyway, guys, probably a lot more than you wanted to bite off this morning. And I'm probably going to create a separate video for the psychology of trading and have that as part of our training playlist. But at the end of the day, you just have to be careful. You just have to know your risk levels. You just have to know what your tolerance is. You have to know where you're going to get in, where you're going to get out. What are you comfortable walking away from today? There's a lot of information out there that you can use, but be careful not to overload yourself with information, because a lot of YouTubers out there, including myself, share more opinions than they do facts or evidence-based data. Okay, so just be careful. I try not to talk about anything or share anything with you that I haven't either, number one, experienced myself, number two, tried to learn more about, to understand, to have a better understanding. But that's the most important thing, is you've got to get some experience under your belt. All right, so guys, it is way early pre-market. I'm on my way to my corporate office. The SPY looks incredible. Matter of fact, some of the guys that I trade with were sending messages at 4 a.m. saying, hey, man, the SPY looks good today. And it does look good. The SPY kind of hit a low yesterday, high 580s, 591, I think was the last low point of the day before it closed at 593. But in the event that the SPY is running hard up like it is right now in the pre-market, you've got to be careful, because when the market bell rings at 9:30, there's always that potential for that reverse, for it to turn around and run down. You've got to be watching it to know what's going on in the market. I watch the S&P 500. I've said it many times in my videos. I get up and look at it first thing in the morning. I look at it before I go to bed. If I get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, sometimes I pop it up on my phone just to kind of see what it's doing. You know, I want to understand the market day that I'm going into, because of the possibilities that it either could make money or take money. If I had bought APLD yesterday at the close of market or in the post market, I probably would have been pretty happy today, because it spent most of the post and pre-market so far this morning running back up. It closed at $12.77. It dropped all the way down to the mid 11s, and pretty much in the pre-market, the post-market into the pre-market, it's recovered almost back. Last time I looked at it, it was at $12.67. It's probably going to come back down some more. And if you know APLD, like I said, and fact check me and let's see, but when the market opens at 9:30, that first candle is probably going to be red. It's probably going to drop. It's probably going to come back down, and you're going to have a world of people that are buying back in. And so you're going to ride that wave back up, make money, take profit, get rich, call it a day. That's my plan. So we'll see what happens with it. But there's a lot of other really good stocks out there, guys, to take a look at. SoFi for a longer term hold, great investment. It's up in the high 13s. Very good stock. So I'm going to put a few examples of some of the stocks that are kind of running down in the pre-post market, so you can kind of understand what's going on. You also have to know that when you have several really, really strong days in a row, there's always that potential possibility that it's going to run down. It's going to correct itself. It's going to retest a little bit. And if you're a retail day trader like I am, you want that to happen, because I can't afford to continue to buy the stocks that I love now at $14, $15, $18, $20 a share when I was buying them for $4, $5, $6 a share. Okay. I got to move on and find other stocks that have a lower cost per share with the same type of analysis that are doing well that I can make make money in, the type of money that I anticipate or expect that I want to make in the market every day in my trading. And so that's why I create these videos with the best or top day trade stocks, because some of them are higher valued, higher priced, because some of them have huge wins every day, and some of them are lower dollars, they're penny stocks. But you have to do your homework and your research to understand which ones you want to get in and out of and which ones you're going to use to make money. Anyway, guys, I am wishing you an awesome market day, a day where you feel so good about your gains today. You take profit, you walk away, you close your computer, turn off the computer, put your phone down, and say, hey, you know what? I made some good money today. All right, that's a blessing. Let's just get rich together, guys. And I'll see you later when we update you on the market and what did it look like at the end of the day today. All right, guys, have a great green day. Josh out. Peace.